Medellin, Colombia. Once infamous as the home of Pablo Escobar and the Medellin cartel, today it's a city that pulses with colour, art, music and salsa. From the street murals of Comuna 13 to Plaza Botero and the best coffee in the world, Medellin is a city that surprises you at every turn. In this travel guide, I'm going to take you through all of the top things to do here in Medellin, Colombia, starting at Comuna 13. In the 1980s and 90s, Comuna 13 was one of the most dangerous areas in the world. Cartel territory and a battlefield between gangs and the guerrilla fighters.
Escobar never stayed in the Comuna 13, okay? Never held the people or the fun, nothing, okay? But Escobar started the narco-trafficking war in the 1984.
People used to joke about the 2-hour life expectancy if you crossed the wrong street. Before Operation Orion, where the army came into the area with tanks and helicopters to neutralize the violence.
For this operation, the government needed 2,000 militaries and cops, 3 helicopters, Black Hawk, and 2 tanks. But that was enough.
A dark time in the history of the country. Today, it's a symbol of resilience and creativity. Walking through the streets, every wall is covered in murals telling stories of resistance, hope, and the community's journey.
Super detailed as well and very colourful.
Very colourful.
The outdoor escalators take you up the hillside.
It feels surreal to be on like a normal street, but to be going up escalators.
Passing layers of houses and art.
An amazing view over the city of Comuna 13 that makes you realise that without the escalators, it would have been a seriously long climb up.
There are murals of hummingbirds symbolising the helicopters used in Operation Orion, beetles carrying tanks, and political messages reflecting the struggle and transformation of the area. And then there's the street energy, breakdancing troops blasting music from every corner, locals welcoming you with smiles, and the best Spanish freestyle rap I've ever heard, which is also the only Spanish freestyle rap I've ever heard. No visit to Medellin is complete without tasting a Michelada, a drink that's almost become a cultural icon here. In Comuna 13, you'll find vendors serving them either with beer or soda, mixed with lime, salt and fruit. It's fizzy, sweet, tangy, and sometimes topped with candy or gummy treats. Sipping one while taking in the street art and performances is a uniquely Medellin experience.
So good.
Is it?
I love it. Yes, fresh.
Part refreshment, part street performance. From the past, we're shifting into Medellin's artistic heartbeat, Plaza Botero. Fernando Botero is Colombia's most famous artist. Born right here in the city, you can find 23 of Fernando Botero's iconic oversized sculptures dominating the square.
It's like a soldier with like his tiny cone penis.
People climb on them, take photos and interact with the art, making it one of the most playful public spaces I've ever seen. Botero is famous for painting and sculpting figures with exaggerated proportions, making recognizable things oversized. These exaggerated forms are not just fun, they're a reflection of Colombian culture, humor and perspective. The plaza is alive with energy, although our taxi driver warned us to be careful in the square. Adjacent to Plaza Botero is the Museum of Antioquia, a must-visit for anyone wanting to dive deeper into Colombian art. From Botero's famous paintings to contemporary works by local artists, the museum is a maze of colour, concrete and culture.
In this strange industrial, communist-looking building lies one of the best art galleries I've been to in I don't know how long.
It's free to enter, and this concrete slab has some of the most impressive and politically motivated pieces of Botero art in Colombia. You can't take pictures inside of certain parts, but keep an eye out for the famous Death of Pablo Escobar, a piece that captures the city's history in a way that words never could. No trip to Medellin is complete without experiencing its world-famous coffee. And the best place to do that is at Pergamino Coffee in El Poblado. This specialty coffee shop is perfect for coffee lovers looking to taste the city's finest beans. We went for a V60, a brewing method that brings out the delicate, fruity and vibrant notes in the coffee. Sitting there, sipping the light aromatic brew, you can almost taste the mountains where the beans were grown. It's more than just coffee here. It's an experience. And if you only have time for one coffee in the city, make it here. As well as coffee, salsa is woven into Colombian culture. and there's no better way to experience it than taking a class. There are studios all over the city. Just search for them. And it's also offered at many hotels and hostels. We took a few classes, including a bachata class and a salsa class at our hostel in Masaya, Medellin. You can learn the basic steps, turns, and spins. And by the end of the class, you're ready for a night on the town to show off your moves. It's a great way to make friends and to stay fit while traveling. To continue the dancing, you're probably heading to Provenza. This is a lively neighborhood spot in El Poblado, the main tourist district, filled with bars, restaurants, and street life.
And it also is super safe because there's like blockades on both sides, the security. So I think this is a really cool place to come, actually.
And walking through the streets, you feel the pulse of Medellin's nightlife. There are cafes, craft cocktails, and music spilling out of every doorway. If you're in town on a Tuesday, head to Provenza and don't miss Gringo Tuesdays, a fun language exchange where locals and travelers meet to practice Spanish or English.
El licor nacional.
It's informal, social, and full of laughter,
Es otra historia muy...
making it a great way to meet people while soaking up the local vibe. It's set in a bar, so make sure you get a taste of local liqueur, aguardiente antioqueño. It took me a few times to say that word. Now we're diving into the darker chapters of Medellin's history, the narco history of Pablo Escobar.
Now, it's a bit of a controversial thing to do here. People don't really talk about it. For example, a hostel won't offer it as a tour. Some people say that actually we don't want to pay respect, or we don't want to remember that did such atrocious crimes, which I completely agree with. But equally, it's such an important part of the history of Medellin and the history of Colombia, and really the history of the world.
Barrio Pablo Escobar, or Pablo Escobar District, is where the infamous kingpin built homes for families who'd lost everything in his political efforts. Some residents here still remember him as a man who gave them shelter, and paint murals that are quickly painted over by the government.
For 10 years behind me, there's a huge mural celebrating the lives Pablo Escobar built neighborhoods, quite controversially. And then a month ago, just 4 weeks ago, the government had it painted over. It seems surreal how the history is not being remembered for the violence, but it's trying to be deleted.
This is definitely a more controversial stop, and something that isn't widely publicised due to the dark history, which I can completely understand, but it's also an important part of the history that shaped the city.
So that's the roof that Pablo would have jumped out of, the window that Pablo would have jumped out of onto the roof where he was shot.
It's worth visiting Parque Inflexion, the site of his former Monaco building and main residence.
Infamous building where Pablo Escobar used to live on the penthouse. Rest of the building empty other than the second to top floor, which was his security. He only lived on the top. He did that for his own security.
It's now a memorial, and the park is hauntingly striking. 46,000 bullet holes etched into the walls, representing each victim of Escobar's reign, and a timeline of hundreds of bombings and violent acts. It's a sobering reminder of how far the city has come. For a break from the city, take a day trip to Guatapé, one of Colombia's most colourful towns.
A must-do if you are here.
Its cobbled streets and brightly painted zocalos tell stories of the families and businesses that live inside.
Every single door, every single house is painted in like a super bright colour.
The highlight is El Peñón de Guatapé, a 200-metre granite monolith, aka a big rock.
And we are going to climb it. 700 steps.
Climbing the 740 steps is sweaty, but worth every moment.
And they're really green. There's all these little islands with these houses on. Yeah, it's definitely a view that's worth climbing for.
From the top, you get this insane view of turquoise waters twisting through islands and peninsulas, a result of a dam project in the 1970s. End your day at one of the city's rooftops, where you can sip a cocktail and watch the light stretch across the mountains. It's a perfect way to reflect on the city's history, transformation, and vibrant culture. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because next we're heading north to the Caribbean coast for even more adventure. Hasta luego, amigos.